Me? My penis? Very cool. Thank you for asking. Okay, and we've lost viewers. That's great. Fantastic. Well, now that we've gotten that out of the way, how's everyone doing? Hello, Pig. Hello, Walks. Hello, Greg. Hope y'all are alright. Hope everything's going... I hope everything's going well for you. But yeah. You know, a lot of stuff happened today, including several developments that made me be like, okay, we're gonna do art. Early art. I need to text Pig something. Unavailable. I wanted to stream it. I don't have a PC, I'm sorry. I apologize. Like I said, many things. You want to know one of the biggest things that happened today? Oh, I'm sorry, Walks. I hope the stream helps. Hope it helps you take some minds off stuff. I'm stupid like that, you know? I was born in the wrong generation. Not because, you know, not because of like aesthetic or anything, just because I would have fucking killed it as a court jester. You know? I've been so fucking good at giving that king kind of good advice and also making him laugh. But yeah, I mean, my mind's definitely been busy today, cause, believe it or not, I bought a car. My old car was breaking down, and I really wasn't confident to be able to get me anywhere, like, decently far. So and like the AC wasn't working in 100-degree weather. So I got a car. Now, when I say bought a car, do I mean that I sold my functioning but not in great shape car that I was using to a junkyard, walked to Target and bought the Transformers Series 86 Bumblebee? I won't say that. All you have to know is that I do have a car now. Whether or not I can get in it and drive is kind of besides the point. You won't. I won't say it. Speaking of illegal things, thanks for that transition, Walks. Pirate. Yeah, so literally my entire week has been consumed after work. Beyond, you know, streams in the first half, and then after that, basically, I'll work to get a car up till today when I have one. I didn't have much time for the comic this week, so I put it off. Again, this is why I'm not doing Patreon. God in heaven, if I was doing Patreon, if people were subbed to a Patreon I had, and I was late on this, I would find a bridge and I'd walk off of it. Well, yeah. Speaking of the Odyssey, Greg, boat. But yeah, we're gonna be working on some wall pros. I was honestly like, maybe we should do some illustration, but besides the fact this needs to get done, I was listening to some Epic the Musical before stream started, and I was like, I'm in a boat mood. Boat? I'm thinking boat. Boat! Boat indeed. Well, I'm going to block Greg. He won't be able to DM me after this. So that's a fun change in my life. Where is... I have to have my off black version of ink. Because I mean, heck, when they made comics in the old days, it wasn't pure black, largely just because, you know, they were scanning it. So it was like, what are you really gonna do? Do you know how hard it is to get just pure, unrefined black? It's pretty hard. You wouldn't download a boat. I would. Chat, can we get some Cahill Rogers in chat to let them know that we would be downloading boats? Yeah, I see some Cahill Rogers up in chat. Can we be hoisting those colors, me mateys? So that way they would know that I would Thank you, Greg. That I would be downloading a boat. Also, I do like this background I made. Not to pat myself too much on the ass, but you know, sometimes I 1 out of 10 Cahill drawings are good, you know? Every now and then. If you hire me for 10 commissions, I guarantee you 1 of them will be good, okay? If you pay and walk me through 10 commissions, even if it's all the same thing, as long as we do 10 of them consecutively, 1 of them will be pretty dang good. So, I can guarantee that. And if you don't believe me, then you can commission me for 10 things and pay for my new car. Also, like, so beyond getting a car and getting rid of my old car, which wasn't working, and going to work, I do also... So, beyond this, I keep trying to think of a way to make a trading card game. It's either going to be a trading card game or an RPG. That's kind of on the back burner. And then I have the comic, obviously. And then I'm trying to make a book, which there will be an announcement about soon. And then I have like 2 collaboration projects, which maybe I should have scaled back on. In retrospect. So yeah, I've been busy. I didn't even have time this week to make the announcement about the book stuff. So keep your eye out for that tomorrow. Yay, collabs, but they're not stream collabs, so don't expect much in way of that. Not to be rude, I've definitely voiced this privately. I don't know about publicly, but I'm not really... I'm kind of like, I don't need to do a collab with on stream, you know? If the idea of I don't want to approach new people. I think of collabing the same way as I think of dating, and that I don't want to approach new people and ask about stuff, and I don't want to... I'm gonna try that breathing thing, Walks. I'll get back to you about that soon. But yeah, I just honestly, the over-under on collabs for me isn't good enough for me to be like, yes, reach out to many new streamers, ask if they'd like to do a thing. Not to mention, up until like this week, my schedule was ass, so it wouldn't have worked anyway. but you know that it is how it is. We should probably, I know this is going to shock and even frighten some people, but you know this this pirate comic we're drawing? We should probably like draw water. I know. That's controversial. We're going into some uncharted territories. But I really think if we could add water to this comic, if we could portray water, if we could water dance, then it would really sell the idea of pirates. The year of our Lord 2004, I know. Especially after 2020, when all water was outlawed in public spaces. And now the only way to get your hot fix of water is through underground water dealers who use unscrupulous means to procure the last traces of water left on Earth. After our president, Limp Bizkit, ordered NASA to destroy it all via space. Black market water. This is almost like this is like my twisted, messed up mind, my absolutely just twisted, edgy brain has thought of this weird, dark reflection of the world. Like it's almost like I'm looking into some kind of like Black Mirror or something. I don't know. Maybe if I was able to also incorporate a message about cell phones being bad into this water dystopia, maybe we could really have a 45 to 90 minute episode about water and cell phones. You know? I love nothing more than just being a little condescending to Black Mirror. Black Mirror is very good. That being said, I've said this before, definitely. I definitely prefer Twilight Zone, where it can just be any fucked up scenario, as opposed to, you know, Black Mirror, where it's almost always some sort of technology gone askew. Fuck it. Wait a minute, Waterworld, don't draw that water, Cahill. Oh no, it was too late. The water looks too water. There's already too much of it. Ah, damn it. We're gonna be up to our ankles in water in no time. We're gonna be in an uncomfortable amount of water for a good amount of time. At least until we get the shop vac or something around here. I love the idea of, like, you know, everyone thinks that a kind of ice cap melting Waterworld-esque apocalypse scenario involves like no solid land left. Only water, only deep blue seas, right? But what if water, the sea levels just raise so slightly, so just a bit, that instead of, like, you know, 100 feet deep water everywhere, we just have ankle deep water across the world. Just deep enough. That is just you know, it's not gonna kill anyone, but it's not great. We'll just have some soggy bottoms, you know, just like a little bit. Unless I have to do something, I apologize. I do feel like that would ironically be one of the worst, one of the less good scenarios. Just because, you know, like you can't, you don't do boats. You don't do boats in ankle deep water. So we're just kind of fucked on that end. Everyone will need stilts. Everyone will need boat stilts. Also too dirty. Yeah. Yeah, I got a fancy new car today. If you've ever met me, you know that I hate the automotive industry. But I didn't really have a choice, because if I want to keep having a day job and doing literally anything outside of my house, I probably need some kind of vehicle. So they really backed me into a corner on this one. And like fucking my last car was a 2009 model of a vehicle, and honestly it did pretty well, all things considered. But this new one is like 2021, so this is a comparatively, I have a brand spanking new car, which will help out, no doubt. And again, in 100-degree heat, Lord in heaven. I will say one thing. One of the cars we looked at today, as a possible replacement, was a fully black Toyota. And when I say fully black, I don't mean that the exterior was painted a largely dark color. Oh my goodness. Kingfisher with the 22 months. You binged all my stuff up on Webtoon. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kingfisher. I hope you've enjoyed it. Oh my goodness. I got distracted by messages. But yeah, thank you for the 22 months. Yeah, this comic is up on Webtoon, and as far as last I checked, I believe all the episodes are available there. So you're not going to be missing anything. Don't even sweat that. I'm gonna draw the horizon line like right here. Good old horizon line. Perfect for sailing. Trying to think, is there like, I'm still kind of learning how to do water decently good in this like black and white space. So excuse me while I fiddle a bit, while I try and make sense of it all. Savs, hello! Very good. Sorry, I was turning on the light. You're all good. Play board games. Heck yeah! That sounds super fun, Kingfisher. Yeah. I've often, at least to some people in my personal life, I've bragged about my grandparents. I know a lot of people are just like, my grandparents suck. They're the worst kind of people. But my grandparents are really cool. To basically everyone. So love spending a good day with my grandparents. And she brought me food. Oh, that's so nice of her. You know, a lot of people talk about old, grumpy, curmudgeon elderly people, but no one talks about the, like, we're not talking often enough about the very sweet, super cool old people who, in my experience, will make you feel like the world is brand new and everything is sunshine and rainbows. They're really just the best, and sometimes they're even blood related to us. And on occasion, that makes it even better. So. Trying to. I think maybe what would be best is if instead of this, if I have a bunch of these like hatch lines right here. Necessary. Oh, well, my grandparents have pretty good politics, which is one reason why I love them. But I get it. That's family. Seems I have too many noodles and not enough meatballs. How good are you at drawing meatballs? Sauce. Bit of the mama's ragout. What's up, Kingfisher? Oh, so how's that, Paula? Is that a good enough meatball for you? Will it help with your spaghetti? Oh, I hope so. That's one spicy ball. Oh, that makes it... Gendy cut... Oh, yeah. Well, I'd always heard that it was supposed to be way more of like a classic horror kind of love letter. And then Adam Sandler and his crew were just like, but what about marketability? And I was like, fucking, and I don't like those films. We did the animation tier list. You saw that I do not care for Hotel Transylvania. So, and I do blame Mr. Sandler more than Mr. Tardiskovsky. So, but yeah, I definitely had heard something like that before. Okay, I think what we really need is a feminine nomenon. Wait, a feminine nomenon. Hit it like pom 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 pom. Get it hot like Papa John. Make a bitch go on and on. It's a feminine nomenon. Yeah. Well, that I honestly would consider that one of the few saving graces of the current versions of the Hotel Transylvania movies. A good amount of their animation is, you know, it's fine. It's decent. It works. It's no Spider-Verse, but what can you do? Feminine Omicron? Bound in skin. The feminine Omicron. The what? The feminine Omicron. Hit it like rom pom pom pom. Get it hot like Papa John. Make a bitch go on and on. It's the feminine Omicron. Lord, you know, I was like, should I say something about this on stream? Probably. Disney announced a bunch of stuff at their like little convention they do today, and I don't care. I don't care, because a lot of it, except for Tron, basically just Tron, is like remakes and sequels, and I don't care. I mean, Tron is also a sequel, but I like Tron, and there's not enough of it, so I'm giving it a pass. I was thinking of, how do you draw shallow water in black and white? It's hard. But meanwhile, they, you know, Alex Hirsch and crew put out the Book of Bill for Gravity Falls, and that I'm much more into. I haven't bought it. I should, but I've also just bought a car, so, you know, probably not soon. Anyway, was thinking of, and like, for so many reasons, They've set up an ARG. It looks really cool. A lot of people are having fun with it. Infinitely more interesting and something I'd love to find more success as opposed to the Disney projects. Not that anyone brought up video game movies. No. I mean, I'm talking about like bad Hollywood projects, Paula, so you're completely valid in being like, hey, Borderlands also not great. not creatively fulfilling. I know. Could you even imagine a time where not every video game movie or film adaptation was good? I can't. Poor Borderlands. But I've never, I basically know nothing about Borderlands, so. Okay, so here's the thing. These look good. I'm trying to figure out good ways to... You know what? Want to play Borderlands? I mean, I got a lot on my plate, Paul, right now. I can't even really jokingly commit to that. Duty, that's it. Yeah, I mean, that's the other part, right? Like, one of the remakes they've announced is Snow White. And just outside of any early looks at the film, I don't really think I'm gonna like it enough to like it over the classic animation. So we're shit out of luck there. I would watch this. Oh yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I mean that's something. That's one reason I've spoken so highly of the. Also, I'm just gonna look up. Oh shit! Wait. Should probably. Yeah. Not starting soon though. Boop. Hot beans. Hot beans. Hot beans. Hot beans. Hot beans. Hot beans. Yeah, I'm trying to look up reference for drawing water. But you know what, let me get rid of a good old V8. Lord, I was at work the other day and I did not have any caffeine on me, and it went bad. It went pretty bad. Okay. Listen, I'm just a very low energy person. Caffeine helps a lot. Okay, well, clearly not this. But yeah, I was fucking. Oh my god! Oh no, not like that. Not like this. There we go. But yeah, the Sleeping Beauty. Like, I don't know how many people have seen Sleeping Beauty recently, but honestly, just when you go back and watch it in comparison to some other animated films, modern, classic, 2D, 3D, it's really kind of shocking how stylistic and cool it ends up looking. So I don't necessarily want to copy this verbatim, but I want it some kind of direction. And also, yeah, we're not going to talk about Lilo and Stitch. What we're not going to do is talk about that literal abomination, and not in the good the way Stitch has taught us to be to adore the phrase abomination, you know. More in the literal, this shouldn't exist sense. So but you know, Disney have to find the worst ways possible to milk profits out of their IPs and brand. That is not cute and fluffy. Exactly. So it's really a problem. This isn't really working. Maybe I should just... Maybe we should be looking more like little diamond shapes? Yeah. Have the waves coming into shore. Like I said, drawing water's hard. I wasn't kidding. I'm having a hard time. Don't tell my mom. Oh my goodness. I've accident. Filing request for Atlantis, which Disney forgot even existed. I mean, they could just do like the Christopher Robin movie and make more like a sequel in a different film style. Doesn't all have to be remakes. Yeah, it's alright. I think I'm okay leaving Atlantis as is. Yeah, I don't know if they've announced the cast for that yet. But I am not going to be shocked if Lilo and Nani are white as the driven snow. And what would the answer and why would the reason be for that? Fuck you, that's why. Does it matter how legitimately kind of respectful the original film was to Hawaii and the people who call it home in the modern day? No, it doesn't. Honestly, I'm thinking we should just leave this as it is. Maybe a few lines to suggest waves coming into, like, you know. Like this, like kind of like one of these. And then I typically kind of do this sort of thing leading out to the back of the ocean. Oh, also should do that back here. Have a good work, Greg. I hope it goes all right. Hope you have fun. Don't get too tired. All that jazz. Command Y. Fix some stuff up a bit. You know, good old line quality. Who is she? More of that. Fuck. Lilo is at least very... Okay, so they have announced the cast list. I still don't trust them. Not even a little bit. Not even in like, they're not going to do Hawaiian culture right, blah. Like, I obviously have no personal stake in that game. They could get that part right, even though the live action Mulan wouldn't give anyone hope in that in that category. But like, just getting the things that made the original good. That whole part, the part where you have to make a good movie on purpose. Yeah, that part I'm not buying. I don't buy it. Then having Aloha in your name. Is Lilo's name Aloha? Ain't no way. I feel like I would have learned that. I feel like I would have heard something about that a while ago. Is Lilo's name Lilo Mario? Mario, Luigi Mario, Lilo Mario. That's the name of the actress. Oh, okay. Did not realize that could be used as part of a name. But again, like I said, I have no stakes in necessarily the adaptation of culture in this particular instance. You know, I don't know too much about Hawaiian culture. Definitely wouldn't say I'm an expert or even at all knowledgeable. And I'm a white guy from New Jersey. Again, I would just because I mean, fucking, even if you got that right, like, you can't just have the film be listing things about Hawaii, because that's not a good film. That's just a small fucking infomercial about Hawaii, which, you know, great, neat, I guess. Probably shouldn't cost as much as it did. Probably didn't need to render Stitch in an awful fashion for it, you know? Parents would let me test it well enough in school that I got scared by people to go to Hawaii for like 3 weeks back in 5th grade. My parents wouldn't let me go. They were worried about you. What would happen? What would happen if their baby got in trouble and he was in the Pacific Ocean? Well, not in the Pacific. Well, I say not in the Pacific Ocean, but fucking, there's, like, if you're going to an island, there's always a chance, you know, you screw up a little bit, and instead of being on the island, you end up in the ocean, so. That's cool. Ain't no Hawaii, but it is several other countries, so. Not too shabby. Kingfisher. Up. Alright. Let's see if I can draw foliage. Probably not. You know how hard foliage... You know how many leaves there are on a tree? There's like... One tree has like so many leaves. And granted, you don't always need to accurately draw all of them in order to make the image of the tree look good. But... it would help. You know, at a high enough definition, it would help to have your tree to have all its leaves. Bush. Up. Okay, I don't know. Is this all... I believe this is all lined out. We can use the, what we can do after this is we can use the eraser marker to get those very needly parts again. That's pretty cool. So, I might be going to Disneyland with family in the fall. We'll see. Obviously, you know, if I myself have to spend too much money yet in there, then less likely to happen. But I would like to. I mean, I love Sleeping Beauty Castle. There's a lot of people. I know I was just dunking on Disney, but I like Disneyland. And I like Cinderella Castle a lot. I mean, Sleeping Beauty Castle. A lot of people are just like, the one in Florida is bigger. And it's like, well, yeah, but you can't enter the one in Florida. I don't, its design, I feel like, is more just kind of, it's more vertical, you know? I always see Cinderella Castle as like, kind of like a spire reaching into the sky, where Sleeping Beauty Castle tends to be a more of like an actual like mansion, kind of like what Kingfisher was saying. Like it has more of a, even if you were to scale either to the other one's size, I feel like Sleeping Beauty's castle would be the far more visually interesting and fun one, which again isn't even considering its function in the California park as opposed to Cinderella in the Florida park. Yeah. And you know, to anyone being like, Cahill, you're talking about cars in Disneyland? You must be rich. No, no. I mean, if you need any proof of that, you should know that getting a car means I won't be moving. I was hoping to move out, and then my car gave out. Then my car moved out on me. So, no moving out for Cahill anytime soon. Gotta save for that. But, you know. Heck, I don't even want to be, I'm not even trying to say that. Trying to be like, you know, you should still donate. No. Always take care of yourself first. Where do I get friends? Exactly. I mean, Lord knows that's part of it, right, Kingfisher? I look at half these rent prices and I'm like, oh, no fucking way. Even if I could afford that, absolutely not. For that, no. But yeah, like I'm doing, I'm doing fine. But like, you know, like that's it. I'm doing fine. I just like to be transparent because, you know, y'all support me. Through chat or whether you do sub or not. But I don't want it to seem like I'm either living in a cardboard box or well, I don't want it to seem like I'm switching between living in a cardboard box and living in a mansion, you know? I'm just getting by. Managed to put some money aside for some bigger plans, but that's about all I'm doing. So I would be saying, you know, don't worry about me if I could do all this and moving out, but like I said, that's not happening now. So oh well. I really do wish I could have taken care of my old car, like, over time, you know? I wish I could have been able to just, like, whenever it breaks down a bit, I get new parts and I fix it up. But not only am I not a car guy, so that's a hard sell. it's like also the fact that it was already in pretty bad condition when I got this. So, a car that's slightly newer and in much better condition. I was telling friends, the car I ended up getting to replace my car is decent. It was like the cheapest option they had, actually, but it was weirdly like one of the nicest ones. And I'm not bullshitting you here. We were looking at the different ones, and it's just that this one both happened to be like, oh, that's better, that's a better price than I'm getting on anything else, and also it's wildly nice. That being said, you know, obviously, like in our modern day and age, we started looking for cars by going online, and there was one that was stupidly good price, because we were only looking at used cars, you know, like that was the only option I was ever gonna have, right? Is someone's used car. But we found one that was at a stupidly good price and stupidly low miles, and it was also kind of like a newer model of the car I'd been driving, and I was like, well, obviously that one. And there was like, there has to be a catch, and I don't know if there was a catch to that car, because I scheduled a test drive with it, and they were like, we don't have it, and I was like, well, fucking there you go. The catch about this car that was too good to be true was that it was, in fact, too good to be true. The catch was that, yeah, a car, there was no car like that. You know? It wasn't that like the whole engine was ready to fall out, or that that it was filled with possums. That being said, I'd love a possum car. I'd love to become friends with a family of possums. But at the end of the day, it was none of those things. It was just it was just that it didn't exist. This one was created by an offer. Nope, not this one. Figment of your imagination. So, didn't end up getting that, unfortunately. Bank lady came to me. You know, maybe I need to. See, this is the thing, right? Like, how do I do this? I feel like these trees are all just like this. I don't even think that's going to be very interesting. I think what I should be doing... Let's get rid of this real quick. This bush back here. Like, yes, obviously the picture I have is realistic and stuff. It's a real island, so this is what it looks like. But just given the nature of the Wallop brothers, I'd prefer something a bit more like iconic and recognizable, like some palm trees and stuff, as opposed to a bunch of more like hanging frilly trees. So we're gonna try that. So they put that up to get people to show up and ask for a test drive. Oh no, that one is gone now. Love that car buying is still a house game. Yeah, the best part about driving and buying a new car isn't, you know, buying a new car. It's the fact that I won't have to do that for a while. Knock on wood. Lord help me. I won't be doing that again. I refuse. I will start taking the bus. That being said, so remember how I was like, yeah, my car was pretty old, but it was in pretty, like, you know, it worked for a surprisingly long time. We got a good price on trading it in. So like I'm not joking. We showed it to the guy and he gave us a price, and I was like, that I thought that would be like selling two of these. That is literally double what I was thinking. So that helped a lot too. And there were some other factors Obviously, that helped me get a car, but I'm not going to print my social security number on stream. So, we'll keep some of those private. But yeah, new car. That's fun. Also, yeah, so like, I mean, my family's obviously the one who wants me to make sure I'm taken care of and is doing money right and stuff like that. But I have been talking about Disneyland and stuff with them, obviously, because one of the reasons I want to go is because some of my family is already, like, my parents are going down for a work conference kind of thing, and they're going to be in the parks for a weekend. So that's the idea, go for like a weekend and see them with Deja there and stuff like that for a bit. And that's a ways off right now, so I have time to save, yada yada yada, schedule. But like, obviously, we're getting time progresses forward, believe it or not. Time moves in a linear forward marching direction. So I was like, okay, I should probably start like looking at this and budgeting it. And I was like, you know, for flights, it would be cool if we could get in early. So if we want to do the parks 3 days instead of just like Saturday and Sunday, we'd have that option. And like some of them are like, I was like, that's a fine price, that's a fine time. But then my parents went to help me, and like there were literally flights at the perfect time for like a third of the price. I mean, heck, I remember that was something I would hear from like YouTubers I followed back in the day, some of whom I still follow, but you know, I largely heard it a whiles ago, about going on trips to like Japan, and that it could be like super cheap. You know, you get good tickets to Japan for pennies on the dime, and you just pop on over whenever the hell you feel like it. So, heck, if I can do that with Disney, I definitely will. It does also help that there are 2 possible airports I can leave from in Jersey, and then there's 2 possible airports to fly into to get to Disney. So the options become even better. I think it, you know, obviously sometimes it can be stressful, but it can be fun, like seeing and budgeting stuff and seeing the kind of tricks you can pull to get things in the range or better than you want it, you know? Listen, I just fucking, I play life like Monopoly. All money is colorful tissue paper, and I will throw as much of it away as I want, as long as I get Park Place by the end. Lord, I hate that there's Monopoly meta. Do y'all know about this? Yeah, have you heard about this? Have you seen this? Like, there are statistical better places in Monopoly. Not even in just that, like, they cost more to land on, but I do think that's part of it. Orange is the meta. Hey, Beba, I don't know if you're fucking with me. But it's like, there's legitimately a mixture in Monopoly of, like, spaces people land on a lot, and spaces that, you know, you can make cost a lot. I'm actually not. You're genuinely likely to land on orange. See? I fucking knew it. So the fact that that's real makes me angry. Because in theory, Monopoly should be kind of random. You know, it should be kind of a crapshoot. Because, you know, the idea is you roll dice and land on random spaces. But thanks to real world and probability and all that shit, and that is not necessarily the case, and you end up fucking... There ends up being a, oh, I have to get whatever. I don't play Monopoly enough to know the spaces by name, but I have to get this. I have to get my orange, so I can win this meta game of Monopoly. Isn't there Monopoly Go? Isn't there mobile Monopoly where it's just like, be the best competitive Monopoly? We truly have strayed from God's light. What happened to family game night? Whatever happened to the simple abilities? Everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. Everywhere that you look. You're looking in places. I watched Full House as a kid. Since one time in high school, my friend had a game that lasts like 4 hours longer than should have. Well, you see, I don't hate... I know some people hate Monopoly. I don't hate it, but it is definitely a game that benefits from playing with the right people. Not even necessarily friends, I would say. But just, you know, whether or not they actually want to... Whether they're like, I will drag this game out as long as possible. As long as it means I win in a safe, concise manner. Versus people who are willing to, like, you know, quite literally roll the dice. And be like, fuck yeah, let's see what happens. There's no real money riding on this Monopoly match. I have no problem doing something that might either screw me over or work out in the long run. So, if you get games of Monopoly with people like that, I would argue it definitely ends up being better. What happened is we all got pieces of the board. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because, Beba, the fun part of Monopoly isn't when you do that. It isn't when you all sit there holding your dicks in your hands. The fun part of Monopoly is when you and a friend, a fellow player, you know, both get spaces the other one wants, and you cook up a spicy deal, an enticing trade between each other, and you know, maybe that sets both of you up for success. Who knows? But if all you do is like, well, I can't let this go, because then other person will have it, then it's gonna not be a very fun game. Imagine playing, like, poker with your buddies. And like, they're like, okay, Timmy, draw, you know, make your play so that way we can continue playing this high stakes game of poker. And Timmy is just like, no, I'm not going to. And they're like, what the fuck do you mean you're not going to? It's like, well, I currently have the win in hand, and if I don't make a play, then you guys will just leave and I'll win. So I'm not gonna do anything. You wouldn't play with them anymore. But in Monopoly, that's seen as a valid strategy. So people are just like, the game sucks. It's not my fault that I held out on trading for 3 hours. It was the game. It's like, sir. Bright lights, colors all around. Got no regrets inside of me. Not looking back. Man, I've heard Sonic Unleashed is good, but I'll say this forever. Werehog is the dumbest idea. Just, if you, hey, Sonic Company. Sonic Company? Hey, Sonic Company. If you'd like to make a Sonic game where half of it is Sonic and the other half is a punchy beat-em-up character, do you know who you might get who might be a good idea to fill up that slot? Do you know who might just be what you're looking for? It's fucking Knuckles. if was thinking of Shit Rock, yeah, exactly. He is the Shit Rock, yeah. If fucking Sonic Unleashed was Sonic and Knuckles World Tour, I would have bought that game a decade ago. but instead it's the fucking Sonic Universal Horror Nights. And I couldn't tell you why they thought that was a good idea. You can keep Chip. He's not even the one I have a problem with. Or like the whole like Gaia plot line. That can stay. I'm okay. I'm on board. Don't make Sonic a werehog. That's not a thing. He's already a hedgehog. A hedgehog can't turn into a hedgehog. They already are that. They are that thing. Oh my goodness. I need to not talk about this kind of stuff because it gets me. I can't explain it, you know. Why would they make a werehog? Why would they make Sonic the werehog when he's already a hedgehog? Why would they spend time making apparently one of the best 3D systems for Sonic only to throw it away for half the game? Why would they do any of that? No one could tell you. These are not answers we have. They're a lot like the fucking... They're a lot like Roswell. Or the Bermuda Triangle. We don't truly know what caused them. Do I have... I don't think I have Palm Tree Panic in this. I should. I love Palm Tree Panic. But what this means is that we have, unfortunately... I need to start at the beginning of this playlist again. Because... I don't want to... Like, sure, we could keep listening to random Sonic music, and that might go well, but then they're gonna play like Rihanna, and my stream's gonna get taken down, and I'm gonna get wildly sad about that. So... I have to go back to the playlist under threat of Rihanna. I'm sorry, Rihanna. Whips and chains do excite me, but they don't let the twitch. I don't know if that song was by her. It might have been by another singer. I'm very bad at this. Oh, by the way, if anyone was wondering, hey Cahill, did you make typos on writing the check for your new car? Yes, I did. Thank you for asking. That was not a fun 5 minutes. So. Yeah. I will be happy to not go car shopping forever. God willing, this car will be with me until I'm like 97. Until they take my license away, because I'm senile. You know? Senile? I'm not an EJ. What are we even talking about? I couldn't see the Nile if I wanted to. He's already going. This is the earliest I've ever seen it in any of my patients. So sad. You know, at the hospital, I have a lot of... There's quite a few patients I have who are confused. But there was this one older lady I had the other day, and she was like pretty chill, which is not always the case. But like, I feel like she was really just going off vibes. Because like, we would talk and she'd be completely okay, and then I feel like she would just forget what was happening. And then we would just keep talking and she would get a little worried, but I'd be like, no, you're good. She's like, oh, okay. And then we'd keep going. So honestly, I wish her the best. I hope she only goes uphill from there. Because I'm not gonna lie, do you know why I tell that story? Because that's also just kind of what I do. I kind of just go off vibes. Do I, in theory, have a better memory than someone in the hospital for that kind of stuff? Yeah. But only theoretically. You know, I forget a lot of what's happening as it happens too. So, oh my lord, when we were at the car dealership and they needed like a description of my car, they're like, does it have a sunroof? And I was like, I think it might. And my mom was like, it doesn't have a sunroof. And I was like, does it not? And she was like, no. I was like, why did I think it had a sunroof? And she was like, I don't know. And you want to know something? My mom was completely valid for being bewildered and upset by that. So, don't tell them it has a sunroof. It doesn't. There we go. This ain't looking too bad. I just feel like I really need to add some good old trees. Some good trees around here. So I feel like what we can do is we can add palm trees to the back area, like, you know, kind of sprouting in different directions and doing different things. And then add some of those more coniferous trees in the towards the boat. You know, with some fluffier leaves and what have you. Carnivorous trees? Trees don't eat things. That's getting worse. This is upsetting. He's getting dumber by the minute. Oh lord. Yeah, the one time I've really drawn foliage in the background, it was much further away than this. Middle ground, background, foreground, all that. We can probably just some bare branches up front. You know, that happens. You get enough foliage together, and occasionally some of it's not gonna do so well. So that works. Actually, we probably can we can make it fluffy like this. See, this is kind of the problem using references for trees and shit. I can't always tell which piece of foliage is like the you know, the specific tree I'm looking at. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but reference is your friend, so don't take my word for it. Don't get scared off of reference just because I have a hard time passing the mirror test for animals. Who is that? Who are you? I see another Cahill in the background, and I'm like, oh! Who the fuck is this guy? I mean, I really just like metallic madness. Trom! With the raid! Hiya, Trom! Hope you are doing well. The Trombone Warrior. What were you up to? Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Skies. I feel like I've seen that before, right? I feel like I have. But super cool. I hope you're having a fun time. If any of you raiders don't know me, I'm Cahill. I'm an artist who, you know, also likes playing games on Twitch, right? Occasionally, everything from Dark Souls to Kirby. But right now I'm working on my own webcomic. So I hope y'all can appreciate that, especially if you're a big Pirates fan. Love me some Pirates. My mom noticed, while we were at the dealership for my car today, my mom noticed my One Piece wallet for the first time. My dad gave me that like quite a while ago. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw the palm trees on a different layer, just so that way I can get the froms looking good. I have a larger series that includes Trails of Cold Steel and recently Trails Through the Daybreak. Huh. Sounds cool. Again, I hope you are having fun. Thanks for the raid. It helps out. You know, I always appreciate a good raid from cool people. And Trom is definitely one of those. So, if anyone here isn't following them, consider giving them a follow. I feel like I'm constantly... Every time I have to draw palm trees, I feel like I'm constantly relearning how to draw palm trees. I don't know if that's an experience anyone else has, but it's an experience I have. You gotta draw the palm tree butthole. That's so important. So many people forget about palm tree buttholes, but they have them. So, never forget. Where do you think the coconuts come from? Do you see Banana Man hopping over on the white hot sands? Here he comes with some for me, freshly picked from the banana tree. Banana Man, me want a ton. Bring me the parent son. Bring me more for all me friends. This banana fun will never end. Do you want a banana? Peel it down and go Do you want a banana? This banana for you. Tonight we dance along the flames. Then we get to play spirit games. Spirit names we shout out loud. Shake the thunder from the spirit cloud. All these songbirds in the tree chant a tune to let the spirits free. Then we see them in the night, spirits dancing by the firelight. Do you want a banana? Peel it down and go Do you want a banana? This banana for you. I fucking love that song. You can't stop me. I will sing Banana Man to my heart's content. My heart is currently content, but you watch your ass. You watch your ass for the next time I'm singing Banana Man. I still feel like this front leaf is the problem. Let me try doing this one again. That being said, I sang that in way too high register. I was straining my throat doing that. Up. Up. I feel like palm trees are great to draw once you get the hang of them, because they're kind of just all hatching, you know? Like, if you know about hatching and you look at a palm tree, you're like, oh baby, oh honey doodle, that is all hatching. Or that's not, there is not one complete line in those leaves right there. Those are all quick, sketchy lines, as if God himself were hatching when he made this plant. Oh palm tree, I love you and your bananas. I don't think... Do bananas come from palms? Banana tree. They might not be considered palms, but they're very palm looking. Like, they're pretty close. I mean, let me look. Are banana trees palms? Banana plants are often called banana trees, but they are actually herbaceous plants, not trees, because they lack a woody trunk. Instead, the trunk is made up of tightly wrapped. Banana plants are part of the same family. They're part of the same family as palms, orchids, and lilies. So they are palm adjacent. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Have I lost viewers because I won't stop fucking talking about bananas? Probably. Listen, sometimes you get really interested in a specific field of science for a couple minutes. Because you're just like, I don't know any of this. I'm a babe in the woods when it comes to plant science, you know? If I don't learn this now, while I have the insatiable need to Google it, then I'll never learn it. And that won't be great, you know? Because then I won't know it. We only grow via learning. Lord. Minor spoilers, kind of, even though I won't say who it is. But there is a character in One Piece who grows as they learn. As in, they physically get bigger when they learn something. And I mean literally anything, apparently. So needless to say, they look pretty gross at one point. They look not great. I feel like part of that ability has to be like, okay, well, before this gets out of hand, I have to learn how to manage my physical body. You know what I mean? Like, well, it's been like a decade. I hope I've learned enough to solve this whole growing issue. A self-solving problem, if you will. I don't know if there's a technical word for self-solving problem, but is that like the opposite of a catch-22? You know, a catch-22 is a loop of logic you cannot escape from. Is a self-solving problem like the opposite? Because, you know, theoretically it's an issue, but then it just kind of takes care of itself. In trying to create a problem, the solution immediately appears. And it is very much not a problem. Doesn't make any sense. Is there a term for that? I do not know. I know the term catch-22. I haven't read the book. I'm sorry I'm uncult. See, I couldn't. See, I had to learn about the study of catch-22 rather than read the book, because my brain was only curious enough for the quick Google search. Nothing else. Man, I love how many plants in the world are have been manually brought by humans or even other species, you know? Because there's no doubt quite a few plants that other like birds or what have you have carried great distances to become natural foliage in new areas. But not fucking palm trees, man. Palm trees show up wherever the hell they feel like, as long as it's near the sea, and they hang out. It's pretty neat. As long as the water is bringing the coconut somewhere that it can really chill for, you know, a lifetime, then nothing will stop a palm tree. Nothing stops Grandpa. You know, I don't know how much I've talked about, like, you know, disliking what I've seen from live action Netflix, which I should still probably watch. But credit where credit's due, them introducing Garp, Luffy's grandpa Garp, into the story early, that was probably the best. On several levels, I think that was probably the smartest decision. Just because, you know, adds just another kind of layer to the East Blue saga, which is probably needed when you're trying to make it into a singular season of television that needs to get at least a few newcomers on board with the series. So I was talking to my family because I mentioned before about seeing Disney's announcements, and I was like, I don't care about most of these, but I should watch the Tron movies again. If nothing else, Tron is weird, and I appreciate weird, so it is kind of a shame that Daft Punk won't be returning, but hopefully they're just happy in retirement. I imagine they're retired. Maybe they were just like, we're secretly continuing separate careers, kind of casually, because no one knew us under the mask, so real easy to adopt pseudonyms. Didn't even have to try too hard. Heck, I got one job and I was like, who's your favorite artist? And they said Daft Punk. And I really had to stop myself from laughing. That would be fun. heck, even if I wanted to do that, it'd be a lot harder for me. Because, like, yeah, sure, I don't do anything in, like, the meat space with physical people there. But I have shown my face. So, and it's on the internet, so people can find it. Like, Daft Punk's face is probably on the internet too, but I feel like give it, like, you know, the Let's Players versus, like, musicians is those are very different fields. But I feel like someone who enjoys, like, creators online are more likely to kind of know what they look like and sound like versus a musical artist who creates instrumentals and what have you. How's this looking when I turn it? Yeah. I kind of need some more bushes out here. How about we add kind of a spiky fern bush right here? Bob Ross style, you know? It's our world. We can do what we want with it. I hope Bob Ross would like my sketches. Obviously, some of them are a little wacky. They're a little more kind of energetic and mischievous than the vibe he goes for on his show, but hopefully you'd get a laugh out of them. That's all I want from most people. Good old smile. Good old chuckle. If you've looked at my comics for like 5 minutes or so and been like, that's silly, then heck, that's all I could really ask. That's all I really do them for. You know what? Maybe instead put in more geometry. Yeah. Big rock. Big shit rock, yeah. Yeah. I love the shit rock, yeah. You know, like, there's a lot, I forget what they're called, but, you know, like rocks going from the beach into the ocean. I know those are man-made, at least in public beaches, but there's plenty of places where the rocks head out into the oceans. And when I was drawing this particular fictional island in the in a previous comic, I did kind of give it a, yep, right here. Also, this is not going to be a one-time gag. Every time we return to this island, this sign will be here. But you can see, like, right here, some, like, this isn't water, this is black rock cliffs on one side of it. Which makes sense, because it's volcanic. And you're like, wait, if that's volcanic, does that mean that giant pole to the sign Secret Island is embedded in the volcano? Correct. Accurate. It is, you know, probably not the smartest idea, but neither was the advertiser when they chose to buy real estate on a island no one goes to. On an island no one knows about, except for people who have one of the few remaining maps. So. Goodness. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I'm trying to think. Maybe I need to... I think... Here's the problem. I don't want to leave this water too glassy. But I really feel like... maybe it would be best if I kind of like this. Get rid of that part. Like I said, drawing water's hard. I have thought a lot, like if I were to make a Wallop Brothers game, what would it be like? And the idea occurred to me, like, what if it was just kind of like Sea of Thieves a little bit, but also it was, like all the seas were like gray and black and white. That'd be kind of neat, I think. I feel like it would almost give an ominous vibe to the whole thing, which I probably wouldn't be looking for, but, you know, ideas. Lord. I wish I had a time for just every project all the time. I'd love to be able to sit down one afternoon and just make a fully realized game. That'd be great. Unfortunately, though, not exactly how easy the creative process is, so I don't think that'll be happening anytime soon. Get rid of that. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. That's a pirate ship in the bay. You know? If I've ever seen one, and you know, I've been talking about Disneyland, and when I went there, I mean, like, unironically, it was everything I ever wanted it to be and more. That place will always hold a special part in my heart. Not Disney adult style, but just because of a bunch of other personal reasons that I've gotten into over time, I think. But it is kind of sad because they redid Fantasyland years ago, I think in the 70s. And there used to be like Peter Pan's pirate ship parked out back of Sleeping Beauty Castle, and they changed that as part of the remodel. And granted, does Fantasyland look amazing? Yes. But that was a cool idea. It's kind of sad to see it go. You know, have a cartoony pirate ship in your fantasy kingdom. Very neat. But I feel like, you know, the reason I admire and like Disneyland so much is for theming, is for it being an immersive entertainment experience that I think is just, you know, just bar none. And like I said, I liked it when I went, so even keeping in mind that like the Star Wars area was there, and that's not necessarily what I went for. I don't really want to brand it land in the Disneyland park, but honestly, Star Wars worked really well, and I think I've said before how much I like the Star Wars area design Disney made. So I can't say I was disappointed, that's for sure. Oh goodness. Ugh. Lord, if I ever want to defend how, like, you know, that I really don't have all the money in the world, I should show people the chair I stream in, because I guarantee you anyone in their right minds will be like, oh, you poor soul. I need something for my ass. I just need a butt cushion. I'm playing with fidget toys. Yeah, my family wanted to get me a thank you. I think I said this. My family wanted to get me a thank you gift a while ago. Because they have Amazon Prime, and they ordered some stuff for Prime Day, and they're like, hey, you've helped us out. What can I get you? And I was like, I don't really have anything. And I was like, well, actually, I got some Transformers Now they sit on my desk, and I really like Transformers as fidget toys. I fully just use Transformers for the exact reason people try to market fidget toys. But I think they're really legitimately as like little things to populate your room and office. I think they are perfect for that. You sit at your desk talking for a while and you just mess around with them. So, good old Optimus Prime. I have one or two now, and I don't want to be like, I love my Optimus Prime is my favorite because you know it's Optimus Prime. Fucking everyone loves Optimus Prime. He's the main guy. But legitimately, of the few Transformers I have, Optimus Prime has a great robot mode, a great vehicle mode, and a really cool transformation sequence. So, I would be lying if I said he isn't up there for me. I'm really excited for Transformers 1. I might be seeing that with Juice if plans work out. If you know, if the plans leave the group chat. But I'd love to do that. Because heck, there were early reviews and everything. They were like, this movie rules. I don't even care about Transformers and it's good. Which is always exciting to hear. Heck, I feel like that's what I'm upset about with Disney. Because I feel like you can use, like, you know, properties and franchises to do a bunch of different things and make commentary about stuff and make it good and interesting and reinvent it. And they don't. They don't. And that's disappointing. Disappointed! So. Oh well. What can you do besides hope that your cartoons become more popular than literally Mickey Mouse, and then use the power and influence that that gives you to buy the Disney Corporation in its entirety and make changes so that they are better at what they do. But I don't know what kind of madman would want to do that. Would even fantasize. Would even write AO3 fanfiction. Lord. AO3 is fun. AO3 is fun and weird. I'm using that kind of as a stand-in for like all fan fiction in this conversation, but you know, I feel like I immediately go to AO3 just because it has like that system where you can put in like the, you know, where you can be like, it's this ship, it's this two characters as a couple. So just off the bat, you can look at it and be like, oh no. what how could this have possibly happened? Who in their right mind, who in their wrong mind would think of this? Dear Lord. Me and Stealth have been, well, I've said many times we've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And fucking it, Kaiba and Yugi. All I'm saying is that when they're adults, it's gonna get raunchy, you know? They're not gonna keep it on the dual field. I hate to tell y'all that. But like, it's gonna be something. Those two are crazy for each other, and it is palpable. Shame on 4Kids, you know? If you're not adapting the 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 Kaiba Yugi romance subplot for American audiences. That shit was important. Lord, I remember seeing a clip of One Piece from 4Kids where Luffy was screaming that it was sucking him down like a big toilet. And I know, in my head, I know that's real, right? I know it's like, yeah, that is a real clip. But fucking it's just something doesn't let me believe it, you know? Something doesn't truly make me believe that that was something they put on television, you know? A part of me won't accept it. And I wonder what that says about me. Goodness. You know, if it's alright with you, I think I'm gonna cut stream a little short. And just kinda take it easy for the rest of the night. If that is alright with you guys. Long day buying cars. I'd love to kick back a bit. And heck, maybe even join y'all in watching a different streamer. How does that sound? I really need to stop. Oh my goodness. I just realized you I need to not do. I need to not have this up so you don't see the insanity on the home screen. Who should we raid? Who should we raid? Got Giam playing Shadow of the Earth Tree. I mean, ooh. I'm looking at some different folks right now. Is this Deer? No, that's his. Nicole is playing Faz with. And they just started. Oh, I have to raid Nicole. I have to raid Nicole. Okay. So theoretically, we're going to be back on Monday, and I'll probably be doing more art. We're gonna see. We're gonna kind of play this one by ear. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then next week I might actually be doing some extra streams because I might have the house to myself, and it would be nice to, you know, to get some extra streams done. So we'll see about that. And I hope you join me next time and next week. So yeah, thank you guys again for joining, and I will see y'all around. Have a good one. Bye.